Horror Brawl is a multiplayer battle royale game by Keplerians, the developers behind other horror games like Evil Nun and Ice Cream. The game actually has a bunch of characters from the different horror games that Keplerians have made, and players play as students in a school. Here in this article, we will review Horror Brawl and share our first impressions of the game. Right off the bat, this game really is for fans of other games made by Keplerians. If you're expecting an experience similar to PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile, then this isn't the game for you because it's really behind those games if you were to look at them side by side. Both in terms of how the game plays and looks, it's not for hardcore battle royale. That being said, it would be fun for people who are familiar with characters like Ice Cream and Mr. Meat and Evil Nun, because the game actually brings a lot of these characters into one game and presents it in the form of a casual BR experience. Starting with the Horror Brawl review, the gameplay is really different from other conventional battle royale games. It's a lot more limited and small scale, with just 16 players in a solo lobby and just 4 inventory slots. The game really isn't all that scary. While there's a lot of things to not like that'll be discussed in a while, the map is pretty decent and well built, and the visuals actually look a tad bit better than Keplerians' other games. Combat, on the other hand, doesn't feel like anything special, and it's rather anticlimactic as compared to other games. The focus was paid to character design, though, and there's a bunch of different characters that players can pick and choose to play as. Again, if you're looking for a good battle royale experience, this game just isn't for you. It can't compete with CODM or PUBGM in any respect. The game really lacks the intensity and immersion that a battle royale game really should have, and instead, it presents itself in a cartoonish way for anyone looking for a casual experience. Matchmaking takes quite a while at times, too. Another issue was the number of bugs that the game has. There's a lot of different issues that players can face, ranging from certain buttons just not working at times, ping issues, frame drops, etc. The game needs a lot more polishing in that aspect. The graphics honestly look decent, although the game was tested on the higher settings, so they might not look that good on lower spec devices. There's a lot of detail that is one of the saving graces of the game. The audio isn't really anything to write home about, though. The controls are really glitchy and just not the best overall, while the UI is decent, but nothing to really write home about. At times, the controls really hinder the playing experience and just feel like they could use some improvements to make them more maneuverable. Honestly, Keplerians could have done a lot better with this game. It might in some aspects be unfair to compare this to games like CODM and PUBGM, but it is a BR game and it advertises itself as one. So when you consider the fact that the game doesn't play too well on decent devices with good specifications either, then it just makes more sense to try out the games that are objectively and subjectively better. It would make sense to play it if perhaps players are fans of Keplerians' other horror games, as stated before, but even then the experience is just mediocre and there isn't much focus on the horror aspect that the other games usually tend to have. The game needs a lot of improvements, judging from the state it's currently in, because there's a lot of issues that are being faced by players in terms of bugs and glitches. Overall, the game isn't outright unplayable, but Keplerians could have put in more effort to make sure that the game ran well and didn't have frame dips. One of the positives is that the devs have promised that more content and fixes would be arriving with updates regularly,